Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Talk Junkies, where I'm coming to you live from Kansas City, Missouri, where the AFC Championship game will be held this Sunday against the New England Patriots. Ladies and gentlemen, anyone in Kansas City, let that sink in. The AFC Championship game being played here in Kansas City. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyways, let's get into this little sports podcast here. The outcome of the game this Sunday is going to come down to, in my opinion, it'll come down to the defense, the Kansas City Chiefs defense, the pass rush, and if we're able to contain Gronk might have a good game. And if Eric Berry plays, I think you'll see ample time with him on Gronk. If not, I think that Gronk could have a good game. I think that Sony Michel and the other running back White could have good games. I think with the statistic that they made earlier, that when Sony's in the game, that they're most likely going to run the ball. If White's in the game, they're most likely going to pass the ball. The dude had like 87 catches this year in the regular season as a running back. That's pretty impressive. But this game's going to come down to the Chiefs' defense and also Patrick Mahomes. And the two ways that comes into play, the two ways that comes into play is if the Chiefs' defense, Justin Houston, Dee Ford, and Chris Jones are able to get within what they did last week against the Colts. I think that they're going to be extremely disruptive against Tom Brady. I think that Tom Brady would have an extremely frustrating time because a lot of the plays that they had against the Chargers in the divisional round were within 10 yards. Tom Brady was throwing the ball a lot within 2 to 3 seconds. And if the Chiefs scheme to that style of play, and Bob Sutton's ready for that with some man, some bump coverage, some man close coverage, or play up on the ball before the ball snapped, if they're able to do that, that's not going to allow Tom to throw the ball within that 2 seconds that he likes to throw the ball, and that would allow our defensive pass rush to get to Tom Brady and disrupt him and put their hands in his face and bat the ball down like they did Andrew Luck. Do exactly what you did against Andrew Luck against Tom Brady. Do not change anything. If I'm Bob Sutton, you play the same defense that you played against the Colts, and you use that against the Patriots. And the reason I say that is because Ibram, he was a really good tight end, and we held him. He did have a few he had a few missed passes, drop balls, and Gronk most likely isn't going to do that. But if we're able to take Gronk out of the game and we're able to guard Julian Edelman, I think that's going to make for a tough time for the Patriots. And if the defense does exactly what they did last week against the Colts, I think the Chiefs have an extremely good chance to beat the Patriots. Now, Patriots fans, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate. Believe me, I know, but you have to understand that the Chiefs have not won a Super Bowl in a very long time, and we're extremely excited that we're here. So please don't be mad at me from what I say here. I will respect the Patriots fans in the fact that you have won 5 Super Bowls with Tom Brady. You've been in 9 straight AFC Championship games. Believe me, I know all that. Congratulations. I'll give you a whole 24-pack of Oreo cookies if you'd like. Not really, because that'd probably be a lot. But I understand. in what you're saying. You're going to come on here and you're going to comment and you're going to say, man, but Tom Brady's the GOAT. He's the great. Yes, I know all of that. But this is a completely different year. You guys haven't made it to the Super Bowl yet. You're at the AFC Championship game for the 9th straight year. I'm well aware of that. But what I'm aware of? I'm aware of Patrick Mahomes, the MVP, the quarterback who joined 2 other quarterbacks are throwing 50 touchdowns in the same season. One of 2 quarterbacks to throw for 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yards in the same season. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about, Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, a generational talent, a quarterback in which the likes that even if he doesn't get 5 rings like Tom Brady, I'm just completely impressed when I watch him play each and every week. Now, of course, I would like to have Tom Brady and win 5 Super Bowl rings, but he's getting towards the latter part of his career, and we're not going to go back to what the Chiefs used to do and get like Joe Montana or Steve Bono or Steve DeBerg or any of those players from the 49ers or Alex Smith. We don't want to do that anymore. We have Patrick Mahomes, okay? But anyways, I understand that. But what you have to understand is that we have Patrick Mahomes, the MVP frontrunner, a guy last week against the Colts, in which I said last week before the game in my podcast Chiefs Colts preview, I said if Patrick Mahomes comes into the game and doesn't have any jitters in the first quarter like he has in some big games this year, that we win by 10 plus points, and that's exactly what happened. Now I want to get into a different statistic. Nick Wright brought it up on First Take a couple weeks ago, and he said that the worst defense to ever win a Super Bowl was the year the Giants beat you guys, the New England Patriots. And I'm not just speaking to Patriots fans, I'm speaking to Chiefs fans too. But he said they were the 25th worst ranked defense in football that year. And I know that the Chiefs were ranked 31st this year, and that's neither here nor there. The Chiefs gave up a lot of yards this year. But during the playoff year, they turned it around. Something happened within themselves to where they only allowed 14 points per game throughout the whole playoffs. Each game, when you average it all out, they only allowed 14 points per game, the Giants that year. And I know that game against the Patriots was pretty epic. And some plays had to have happened for them to win. But they had an extremely great pass rush, and that's why you play a whole season is to get yourself here to the playoffs and you're able to make adjustments, and then your stars are able to be stars. They're able to shine bright into the midnight sky for the fans when they go to the game to watch it just blossom and do a supernova. I know that seems kind of weird, but that's what you watched with Justin Houston and Dee Ford and Chris Jones against the Colts, and that's what you're going to see again against the Patriots. They have to wreak havoc on Tom Brady in order for the Chiefs to win. If we get into another shootout, yes, I think that's another option for a way for the Chiefs to win. I would rather not take that option because I would rather our defense just play smash mouth football like they did against the Colts, and I think that the Chiefs have a very good shot of beating the Patriots by 10 points if they play defense like they did against the Colts. But they have to come and show up and play. The secondary did their job. They came out, and that's what everyone's talking about is the Kansas City Chiefs defense, and they should because the way that they played, and the Patriots, they allowed 28 points, but still a lot of that was some garbage points towards the end. But if the Chiefs play defense like they did against the Colts, I think that they're going to have a hard time beating the Chiefs. I know Patrick didn't throw a touchdown pass against the Colts, but he still had 278 yards passing, 1 rushing touchdown, some long drive statement type of drives. We had the ball for 39 minutes. We controlled the clock. If we do that, I think that if Damian Williams, if he's able to get involved again and have another 100-yard rushing game, I think that the Chiefs, at that point, they're balanced. If the Chiefs are playing balanced football, and Patrick Mahomes doesn't have to be a magician like he has been having to do all year, then the Chiefs are going to be hard to beat. If the Chiefs come out and play good defense, you're not going to not hold Patrick Mahomes to a passing touchdown, this week against the Patriots. That's not going to happen. But even if he throws 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns, and I know the sexy stat line says 4 or 5 touchdowns, but if he throws 3 touchdowns, Damian Williams has a touchdown, or our defense plays the way that they've been playing, or the way that they did against the Colts, it doesn't matter. If the Chiefs are balanced, then there's nothing wrong with that. That's what needs to happen. The Chiefs' defense needs to come out and play like they did against the Colts, and they will beat the Patriots to go to the Super Bowl. That's just my opinion. Those are the 2 options. The first option, and I'll tell you which option I'll pick and what I think is going to happen. The first option is the Chiefs play defense like they did against the Colts. Patrick Mahomes has, he just has an average day like he did against the Colts. I think if the defense plays like they did against the Colts, I think we win. I think we win by 3 or 4 points, if that's the case. If the second option is the defense plays, let's say, half as good as they did last week, I still think we win. I think we win by more. I know that doesn't really make sense, but if they play half as good as they did last week and our defensive pass rush is still able to get to Tom Brady and they still scheme, because you have to understand it's going to be hard for the Chiefs defense to play like they did against the Colts because it is Tom Brady. So that's why I think the second option is more likely, is if we play half as good as defensively against the Patriots like we did, you know what I'm saying? If our defense plays like they did against the Colts but only come out and able to do it halfway, I think that the Chiefs still win by 8 because Patrick Mahomes is the front-runner MVP. Patrick Mahomes has had an outstanding year. He is, in my opinion, the better quarterback this year over Tom Brady. You guys can get mad at me all you want for saying that, but that's just how I feel. And it's not just because I'm a Chiefs fan. It's because it's what I've seen this year. We're the number 1 seed. I know you guys beat us, but we were in Foxborough when you guys beat us. So this is your chance to shut my mouth and say, hey, that's not the case. Tom Brady's still the GOAT, and he's going to another Super Bowl. Well, you know what? You have to come through Arrowhead and prove it first. And I'm telling you why Patrick Mahomes is the better quarterback. Because, 1, he's going to beat the Patriots on Sunday. 2, he's had a better season, and he's generational talent. You can't deny, Patriots fans, if you haven't watched any Patrick Mahomes highlights, I suggest you get on YouTube and watch the 20-minute long clips of Patrick Mahomes playing football this year. And he's made throws that Tom Brady has never made in his career. And that's not a dog on Tom Brady. The dude has 5 rings. I'm completely aware of that situation, okay? I'm not saying that Tom Brady is some chump. I know how great Tom Brady is. He's the greatest quarterback to ever play football in the NFL. That's just my opinion as well. I know a lot of people agree with that. But this year, Patrick Mahomes has been the better quarterback. He's been the better quarterback. His statistics prove it. The number 1 seed proves it. That's just how I feel. But yeah, the second option, the defense plays half as good as they did against the Colts, and Patty just plays lights out. And I think we win by at least 8 or 9 points. The third option is the Chiefs aren't ready. If Patrick Mahomes struggles in the first or second quarter, I think it's going to be a really deep hole to dig yourself out of. And I think that's really the only way the Chiefs lose, is if Patrick plays outside himself and he tries to do too much. And he doesn't need to do too much. He just needs to play like he has all year. And I know that could be tough in the NFL. I've never played football in the NFL. I mean, I played, in high school, but that's not the NFL. So I'm not saying I'm not saying I know everything, but what I'm saying is if he tries to play outside himself and he tries to do too much in the first half and it takes him a while to get involved in the game and in his groove, that's going to put the Chiefs in a hole, and it's going to be hard to dig out of that hole. Unless the defense just comes out and plays lights out again and gives Patrick some time to warm up, that would be the only way to combat that. But then you're asking just way too much. But that's my opinion. The only way for the Chiefs to lose is if Patrick tries to do too much. And I hope he doesn't, because he doesn't need to. He just needs to play like he's been playing all year, and the Chiefs will be fine. But I'm going to go with option 2. I think that the Chiefs defense, they're able to do some good things. I think they create some turnovers. I think they have 3 or 4 sacks against Tom Brady. I think Justin Houston's coming along, and he's playing like he did the year he had 22 sacks. I think D4 is going to be playing lights out, and Chris Jones has been an animal all year. Those 3 guys doing what they're supposed to do is going to make it a very hard day for Tom Brady to advance to the Super Bowl. And that's why I think that the Kansas City Chiefs will be going to the Super Bowl this year. And I called it. I'm pretty sure I say the Chiefs to the Super Bowl every year, but I legitimately called it this year, finally, to say that the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. But we still have to beat the Patriots first. So I guess I didn't call it yet. We still have Sunday night. Excuse me, I had a little cough there. But that's really all I got. That's just how I look at it. That's just what I foresee happening. If you guys have any thoughts or comments below, put it down in the comments below. Let me hear what you have to say. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell notification button. I do have a camera, so you will be seeing some video podcasts from Jesse and I soon. I'm excited for that. I'm going to wait till next week. So a lot of good things coming on the way here for Talk Junkies, getting bigger and better each week. Thank you to all our subscribers out there, 83 strong. We're getting close to that 100 subs. Go Chiefs. It's going to be a good Sunday, and have a good night.